just came down through Lopez Pass. It's a neat little passage there. We dropped down to about 7 knots, not to leave a wake. There's some anchorages there, so we didn't want to disturb people. Now we're going to go check out an anchorage called
Watmough Bay.
Watmough Bay.
On Lopez.
Yeah.
We've never anchored there before.
Join us on the Elli-Yacht as we realize our 5-year plan with the kids. Grown up, moved out, graduated from college. We take the dog, sold everything, and kitted out the boat so we can cruise the Pacific Northwest, all while living and working in the heart of Seattle.
It's supposed to be nice and low today, 2-3 knots. So just coming down the Rosario Straits, and there's no swell coming out of the straits, which is good because that's about the only thing about Watmough Bay is that you can get hit by that.
Yeah.
So we're just coming around the marker, and we'll pop our nose in there and see what we find. There's a nice little public beach that we can water the dog at as well. You gotta make sure to think of that when you have you're in an anchorage, but that's probably what we'll do for the night. Then Monday, which is 2 days away for us, and the winds are supposed to be about 14 knots sustained and up to 30 knots of gusts, so we probably go tie up at a marina. We have to work remotely anyhow, and find a place that has good 5G coverage from T-Mobile, which is pretty good up here in the San Juan Islands.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of garbage, so we'll be able to do some Teams meetings and some Chime meetings with clients, and both of those products work really well up here, and no one is any the wiser.
Especially with the background of the office.
That's right, yeah. The virtual backgrounds on those applications. But anyhow, that's our secret between you and I and Carlin, that we work remotely and nobody can tell.
None the wiser.
None the wiser.
How you doing, baby?
Good.
Living the dream?
There you go. It's a good Saturday. So
Great.
Great
Saturday.
So we dropped the hook, cute little protected bay, although we have a southwesterly that's shooting right up over Lopez Island, right down the throat of the bay. It's no big deal, we're set hard, looks good. We got a lot of boats in here. Navionics, the notes that people have contributed over the years, so that it doesn't get that busy in here. There's 2 balls that are provided by the state, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 boats that are in here today, so it's kind of full, but super grassy bottom, so once you set the hook, you're there. But we've seen a couple people that weighed anchor today and came up with quite a bunch of salad.
Yeah, lots of salad.
So
it's not that deep.
No, it's not. Well, we're at 19 feet over here right next to the...
Right now, and it's not going to get that shallow.
Yeah.
The tide isn't going to be that low, so we'll be 100% fine.
So now we're taking Leroy to do his business.
Yep, Leroy is anxious to get to shore, aren't ya? This is a really good spot. The depth is great right up until you get to shore. So you can just take the dinghy and run it up and not have to worry about hitting a bunch of rocks. It's great.
Yeah, it's a fine, really nice spot.
So far, I think this is a winner on our list.
Amen.
So we're at Lopez Island, and it is starting to pick up. It's blowing a little bit. So we're just kind of watching the anchor, make sure that it's not going to drag at all. But our harness, you can hear it, it's working. It is time to start cracking some crab. We're going to have crab macaroni and cheese in the Instant Pot. I need to get the crab ready to go so we can do that. I've got all my tools here. John got me this great toolkit, a little gift for crab and lobster toolkit, toadfish, because we love all their stuff that they make. They've got a great crab cracker and the little tools that go with it, and it makes it so easy. It's awesome. So I'm gonna get to work. That is how I crack the crab and get all the meat out. If you have a better way to do it, please let me know in the comments, because the faster the better. But I just really love eating it. After getting all the crab meat prepped and ready to go, it was time to enjoy some crab macaroni and cheese.
So we wrapped up our time in Watmough Bay, and it was beautiful. I didn't get a chance to go and land at Cartland and cover the walks.
It was gorgeous. We got there, the beach was kind of busy. There's a trail, looks like you could park and walk down the trail. There's a trail that goes around up the top of the mountain and get a good visual of the bay. It was beautiful. I loved it.
So it's a well-protected bay because it has a really high cliff on the north side. It has a good wooded embankment on the south side. However, last night we had a southwesterly, mainly westerly, that really blew everybody in the anchorage until about 9:30 last night. And then it laid down. It was super nice, but it blew us around a bit. And then the other one you'd be exposed to is if you had a northeasterly coming out the Rosario Straits, you'd probably get knocked around pretty well. We had some swells that came in. They're probably just waves from commercial traffic that knocked us around in the middle of the night and kind of woke you up. But otherwise, I mean, it's a gorgeous place to stay.
When we pulled up our anchor, we got a lot of killifish. It took a little time to get it all off the chain and the anchor, but
Held well though. Nice muddy bottom when you get underneath the vegetation.
Yeah.
So happy about that. And now we're running away from the weather. It's supposed to get gross in the Straits of Juan coming out of the west from the Pacific Ocean. So we're going to run up into the middle of the San Juan Island, specifically Shaw Island, and go to Blind Bay.
a little bit more protected. But there's still a place where we can take the dog to the beach, take care of him. There's a little store, the ferry stops there. But, we might get some rolls from the ferry, but it shouldn't be too bad.
We've never been there either, so we'll, looks like from our Windy app, from our video that we did on all of our top 10 apps, that is going to be fairly well protected for the most of Sunday here this day. Monday's just going to be windy no matter where we go. We might go back to Deer Harbor. All right, I'm going to be going through a tight pass now, so we're going to sign off.
This looks a little shallow. Especially when you got people standing so close on the land. But
35 feet of water.
35 feet. We should be alright.
27.
I got the 33. You got all these people here on the beach. Feel like you can practically touch them.
That's stuff I feel like you can touch. And with wide angle, it doesn't look that close, but it's close.
It's close.
Trust your charts.
After setting anchor in Blind Bay, it was time to go to shore and check it out. The ferries come into Shaw Island, so there is access here, and there is a campsite that you can come and visit as well. We were just going up to visit the store. They have a dock available for boaters to come visit the general store. Shaw Island General Store was very cute and had a little bit about everything. They even had our favorite coffee, Umbria. It was fun to explore. As we walked out of the store, we found a good place that we could water the dog. There's a little park just outside the store. After leaving Shaw Island, we decided to go over to Orcas Island, which was a short distance away.
Check out Orcas, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
We walked up the hill and John eyespied the Boat House Cider Works, so we decided to stop and have a beverage and enjoy the sunny weather. They had this interesting vessel/car. I don't know what that is. Be interested to know what the history is on that. And then we grabbed a beverage.
Cider time.
Cider time.
Cool. You got bees too. End of the season.
Orcas is a beautiful island and has a lot of craft artists as well. And the Orcas Hotel is just right up from the ferry dock. We decided to stop off at the general store on Orcas Island because it was a little bit bigger and had a little bit more variety, and picked up our essentials, and we were headed back to the dinghy and back to the Elli-Yacht. The next morning, we let the dog out and then pulled up anchor to head to Deer Harbor, since the winds were going to pick up to 15 knots with gusts of up to 25 knots. As we were coming back yesterday from Orcas Island, there was a boat that actually ran aground where those rocks are exposed now. Yesterday it was high tide and they were not able to see them. So it's very important to watch your charts. As the winds were picking up, we decided to put a spring line on the whaler because it kept ramming into the dock.
So we ran out of Blind Bay and have to admit, kind of questioned ourselves. Didn't think that the weather report was accurate. It was nice and calm. We came through Pole Pass to get to Deer Harbor because we wanted to lay up here just to be safe. And man, it started laying it down. Yeah.
Oh, it was like blowing 13 knots when we came into the dock. And thank goodness there was someone on the dock to help us with the lines, because that is always helpful.
It was helpful. It was helpful. Although we were able to spin it around, stick it right the bow into the wind, and docking into the wind is always the best way to go, we've found. So it was fairly non-eventful docking, but as anytime we were laying up at the outstation at Queen City Yacht Club, and so there were a lot of people coming through, and we had to help them out as well. Had to hit a meeting at 11 a.m. as well, sneak that in, and then the winds just kept picking up. It was pretty gross. So we threw obviously spring lines out. We put a bunch of the snubbers on that we use at our home marina as well, and that really calmed things down. But everything was getting thrashed around. We're on an outside tie. It was a southerly, and it was right to our bow.
Whitecaps. There were whitecaps out here.
Yeah.
Even in the harbor.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was a funnel, so it was gross. But it's good. We're tied up, we have power, we're able to take care of a bunch of chores, get laundry done, those types of things, fill up with some water, throw out the trash. We're going to go run and get some pizza now. But as you can see, the afternoon, things are starting to calm down. We got a little bit of wind, but the sun is now out, and tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day, so we're pretty excited about that.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And then there's Leroy. What do you do? He eats, he sleeps, and he shits.
But he's good at all three of them. I mean,
He's good.
really good at it.
He's really good.
Really good.